Okay, so I like to clip the front out the way, everything in front of the parietal area. All right, so I'm going to go into a diamond shape, okay? And again, we mix it with big 9 so we get more lift. So when I turn her here, hi, how are you? Here, just come on in so everyone can see up close.
You can stand on this side.
Tell me your name one more time. Damaris. Everyone give Damaris a hand. She's amazing. Okay, she gets a shout out. All right, so you get to see this triangular diagonal pattern, right? This sectioning, do you see it? So this is where I want to balayage her so it hugs her face when I place the lightener down. All right, I'm just gonna squeeze in right here, Damaris. I love you, but I need to get in right here. Okay, just right in there. Thanks, girl, thanks. All right, so make sure you put the product in the reservoir so you don't have to go back in the bowl, all right? Do not just start applying the product onto the hair. Always swipe.
Swipe.
Swipe it. You gotta swipe. Okay, just like that. So that way you have very minimal product on the bristles, okay? Hold the hair with tension. I think I'm just gonna turn her facing y'all. So that way.
That way they can get a good view of you from the back too.
Oh yes. Can you all see what I'm doing? All right. She has a little paranormal situation. So if you get in close, you see that she has banding, right? She has a couple dark spots, which I think is great because when we balayage, we get to just stroke out all the darkness, okay? I never start up high. I always start low and work my way up. See that? Minimal product. A lot of times we put too much product, and also we always expect, oh, bless you. So start with on the mid shaft and work your way up. You could go into a V shape, a diagonal shape, a W shape, or you could go straight up to the top if you want. I find that when you do open air, you get less lift. When you put meshes, mesh sheets in between, you get more lift. When you use foils, you get even more. Okay? The thing is to hold with tension on the ends. And make sure not to pinch the hair together. You gotta spread her apart like that so it lays flat. Everything has to lay flat in a panel. And then I put the paddle right underneath. And also turn your paddle in a diagonal manner where the point of the paddle is right there. Because if we still have product on the paddle and you hold it horizontally like this, you're gonna create a line underneath that you didn't see, and you're gonna regret it. It won't look cute. So always hold it at an angle, almost like a truck and trailer, like almost like when you're round brushing, you go at the same time. Brush to the paddle. And your body positioning is key. Notice I'm not standing here, I'm standing over here, right? And also notice I'm not hunching. I notice that a lot of times when we're working, sometimes we naturally start hunching. This actually damages our back. And we talked about health earlier, remember? That's not gonna be cute over time. Your body is gonna hurt, and you're gonna be like this. Always lunge like that, right? It's great for your legs too. So it's almost like a workout. So when you're able to move up and down the head, you're lunging, using your legs versus going, right? It makes such a huge difference. How many of you guys, your backs start hurting? Everybody, don't lie. Just raise everyone. Everyone needs to raise your hand. Our backs
if you're a hairstylist, your back hurts.
Your back hurts. Would you like for your back not to hurt? Right? Are you guys gonna start doing the hair squat and the hair lunge? Right?
And give yourself space. Have you noticed sometimes when people balayage, they're like,
right.
Right
Give yourself space.
Spread out.
Spread out. Don't be afraid to spread out. Okay? So now I'm going horizontally up. So you see is diagonal, back, horizontal straight, diagonal back, horizontal, straight. You work those diamonds till you get up. But now that I'm horizontal, I don't need my body positioning to be here. My body is parallel to the section. So if I'm going diagonal, I'm going this way, over directing it. If I'm going horizontal, I'm going to go this way, right? So you could go from a lunge into a squat easily. So you can see here, you can still do your lunge, but sometimes, you know, you just bend like this.
This is 2-in-1. It's like balayage and workout class. I like it.
No, people think I'm, you know, screwing around, but
That's why you got a good butt. You're doing the right workout.
It's true. People don't believe it, but then what's interesting is that if you're working in an open chair salon where everyone can see you, a lot of times, you know, whoever's waiting will be like, "What's going on over there?" You know, they look over, they want to know what's going on, and they just see this. And then you just go, what?
I'm protecting my back.
I'm protecting my back. But seriously, guys, all jokes aside, it really makes such a huge difference in my life ever since I start doing it. Who's going to start doing it? Raise your hand. All right. Hashtag hair squat. Hashtag hair lunge. I mean, everyone is showing you techniques, but no one's telling you how to protect your health. I'm telling you guys today. Okay, so you guys see here, I'm going back diagonal. All right, so let's say you want to do a low light, highlight situation. Let's say she came in and she had all types of color in her hair, and you want to even things out. You can lift her hair up, low light underneath with a dimmy, permanent color. Every time you low light, don't go too dark. Go 2 levels lighter than their natural color. Why do we do that? Anyone know? Porosity. Because when you're depositing only, you're adding pigment in. It's going to go darker, right? And when you're just painting it on, you don't want it to be like a level 4 color when her natural hair is a 6. Then you'll have a splotch underneath. So if she's a natural level 6, you can use a level 8 or even a 7 and just stroke underneath first. Does that make sense, guys? And then after you stroke it, you bring it back down, but you always make sure you stretch it back down. So I'll give you guys an example, but I'm not going to use a demi. I'll just give you an example. You would lift the hair up, and you could do this with highlight too. You could highlight underneath and highlight on top at the same time. So you just hold the hair up, and you paint upwards. So the biggest challenge is, how do you hold so many tools in one hand, right? Because my biggest challenge when I first started balayaging was like, okay, I have to hold this, I have to hold the hair. It's hard to juggle. How many of you guys have trouble holding multiple things? It's like holding your shears and your comb, and you only have enough fingers, right? So, or it's almost like holding a chopstick sometimes. Like you don't know what you're doing, right? So you see this? Okay. So you see where my fingers are? Just like that. Just like that. So that way you don't have to constantly pick things up, put it down, pick things up, put it down. You actually don't hold the paddle. You actually just let it rest. It's just resting on your hand.
Don't squeeze it hard either, because you'll give yourself carpal tunnel.
Yeah, no carpal tunnel. And don't force the product into the hair. Notice I'm just lightly stroking it. And when you see little flyaways, you just do this, and it just sticks right on. Right? See that? Just like so.
Also, I find it really helpful to keep like a damp towel close by to you. So if your brush gets like a lot of product or something on it, keep the brush clean, because if you get too much gunked up product on your brush, your application's going to be messy too.
I agree. Clean application is everything, because oftentimes our clients do look at how we perform, and if it looks messy and our foils look messy and our brush looks messy, it doesn't look as professional, right? So just like so. And I could finish a whole head of balayage in usually less than 20 minutes if I'm not talking, right? I just want to check over here to see. I was going to pull out these little guys. I just want to pull out. Okay, so she has color on her hair. She has like level 4 color deposit on her hair. So if you see the lift, it looks like a level 7 or 8. You could use Misty Mauve to create an ash brown. You can use Eclipse and Misty Mauve to tone it at the shampoo bowl for 5 to 10 minutes. It'll completely neutralize everything, and you'll get like an ashy caramel color right over here, okay? And if you want higher lift, you guys, you use Big 9 or Magnum 8. So I'll give you an example. My hair, take a look at my hair. I balayage my hair, can you tell? So this is what you can expect from stroke 7. It looks natural, because not everybody wants high contrast. Like, I don't want high contrast. I want it to look like, oh, look at those little shimmers. See that? You see it? All I do is I pick up my bangs, and I just start stroking the front, and then I tone it with like titanium, or my hair actually lifted to a level 9, and I didn't expect that, but it did. So I just want it to look like it's shimmering, right? All right, so how we work the front. Big sections is the key here, guys. I find that a lot of times we take such small sections when we are balayaging. If you take such thin sections, what happens is you have too much blonde. You do this, the whole head looks blonde. You need to give space in between for a base color. You need to give space for dimension. You need that low light in between. So you're only surface painting. You're not trying to penetrate all the way through. If that's the case, you just do a global application or a foil application, okay? So right here, I'm gonna over-direct everything back. I know that a lot of times we always wanna highlight baby hairs, right? Get those money pieces or whatever, but not everybody needs them. Sometimes when they have little tiny baby hairs and you highlight it, it can look like breakage, right? So what I do is I leave these little baby hairs out and I highlight right behind it. And what happens is when you drop the hair, you never notice the short pieces because your eyes naturally gravitate towards the light. We see lightness before we see darkness, right? Lightness expands, darkness compresses. So when you see light, it looks bigger. So don't feel like you need to do this, okay? Especially if they really do actually have breakage there. You only draw attention to it. So if you made those baby hairs light, people's gonna think, oh, your hair is broken, girl. You know, does that make sense? Yeah, don't draw any more attention to something that's broken, you know? So you want to trick the eye, highlight behind it so people only see the length and don't see the little short parts. That's the trick of highlighting and contouring. I
love the consistency, though, of this so much because I find another way I can add a little extra money to my ticket. If someone's coming in for like a gray coverage root color, I'll just quickly whip up some stroke 7 and paint a few pop pieces of balayage around the front, and now you just made even more money in 5 more minutes.
And I'm really proud of you guys for coming to our show, Orlando premiere, because it's like, I think continuing education is so important. How many of you guys have done hair for more than 10 years?
Wow.
Yes, 20? Right? So staying passionate is so important because oftentimes I notice that we get stuck in our ways, especially when we've been doing hair for a long time. I've been doing hair for over 15 years now. And so it's like you can lose your passion and your excitement. So that's why it's so important to continue your education, come here, and literally you see the industry change so much in the last 5 years. Have you guys noticed that? Anyone notice that? Yeah. We're seeing a huge shift with education. Everything has changed.
Well, I think you might have had a little something to do with that. Don't you guys agree?
Thank you.
No, I'm serious. I just want to just take a second to just like address that I feel that what is so amazing about you is you've turned our industry into such a positive place where I feel, and I think a lot of you guys can agree, it was so negative and competitive for so long. And I think you've kind of created a very positive community in like us sharing. You were the first one to be very transparent and share everything with us. So.
Thank you, Nora. You're going to try to make me cry.
No, I'm serious, right, guys? Honestly, you guys, he works so hard, and no one even knows half of the stuff he does because he just was like, well, I need to make more good things for the hair besties. What about the hair besties? Always. He doesn't sleep. Ever.
How many of you guys are on the Facebook forums? Anybody? Raise your hand. Facebook forums, hair bestie group. Okay, I'm on there like 3 a.m. in the morning. I literally don't sleep. Who knows? You know. I talk to everybody on Facebook. I said, mix 9RG with, 10NI. You're gonna love it. Like I talk to everybody on Facebook.
Oh, and it's actually you. Just so you guys are clear, when you see Guy Tang likes a picture or comments, he doesn't have a team of people managing it. It's actually him. So, I commend you for that too. You're not just, a persona. Like you are real.
Jeez, Nora.
Well, I love you.
I know. I love you too. That's.
Yes.
Thank you. I love you guys. I love you guys.
They're such a good crowd.
I want to thank you, all of you. You have no idea how much you mean to me. Yeah. You have no idea. There's not 1 second I don't think about our Hair Besties community because I just want to help and formulate for everybody. I can't help it. It makes me feel good, and it feels good, and it's fun. And I dream about hair, and I wake up doing hair, and hair all day long. I think a lot of us are like that. Who's like that? Everything is hair. Our whole life is hair. Do you find yourself going out and trying to have like a normal dinner conversation with friends and family, and you're just looking at their hair? Anybody? It's like, you got breakage around your hairline.
We make hair contact before eye contact.
Right? It's really funny, but I try not to be, trust me. But the interesting thing now is everybody wants to have a consultation, like my family during Thanksgiving, Christmas. What do you think I need? What do you think? More highlights? Can you do it? I'll say, like right now? Can you give me highlights right now?
Do you find yourself describing like colors, like oh, I'm going shopping. I bought this really cute shirt. It was very like pink diamond mixed with a little misty mauve.
Yes.
You know what I mean? That's how I describe colors now.
Everything we look at, we say, oh, that looks like a 10NI. Oh, that looks like a 6AA. We describe everything in color. Oh, look at this floor over here. It looks like pearl with crystal clear.
Oh, but I don't know if we mentioned this earlier. We were talking so much about how much we love this stuff. If you guys are interested in getting these, they're limited edition. They're available on the website when you buy the kit, the Stroke 7 kit. You'll get all of these tools in there.
Another thing I like to say is don't over-highlight the money piece. I think a lot of times we just want to get in there and just over-highlight it and make this little headband shape. And when you overdo it, it almost looked like little antennas, and she might look like an insect. So just keep it away from the scalp a little bit, because you know why? The hair around the hairline here turns blonde so quick. Have you noticed? And all of a sudden, you have like level 10 antennas and level 8 in the back. How many times have that happened to you guys? All the time. So be gentle around the hairline. Don't go too heavy on it, okay? So let's have her stand up here and kind of, let's see if she, okay, go ahead. Do a little, oop, girl walk, okay. Yeah, own it, own it, own it, strut, strut, strut.